wanted to have a little chat about the work that you did for Downton Abbey. Hi guys, Antonia from Timpanys.com here, and welcome to this week's video blog. Again, I'm joined by the wonderful Sahar. I've managed to grab her today because we wanted to have a little chat about the work that you did for Downton Abbey. If you could just tell me a little bit about actually how that initially came about.
Yeah, so I specialised in costume design, and that really gave me the love for millinery. I went into millinery and I spent several years making hats for, you know, sort of women going to weddings, going to races and things like that. And actually I started sort of missing that costume side of things. So when I got approached from the costume designer for Downton Abbey to make some, I jumped at the chance.
Can you tell us a little bit about the differences between the hats that they used to wear and the hats that we currently wear?
Yeah, absolutely. We have more materials now. We still use the same materials that they used to use back then. If you imagine the sort of the 1920s cloche hats, most of them are made using rabbit fur felt or wool felt, and also straw as well. So of course we still use the felts and the straw today, but we have more choice. So the hat I'm making at the moment is cinnamon, which I think was brought about in the 80s or kind of something like that. And I think we also just have wider, variety of adornments as well. So, you're wearing one of my orchid fascinators.
Love them.
Yeah, and
just run out with it.
Yeah. And it's kind of, it does have kind of a nod to that kind of vintage look, but it's also very contemporary and very, very pretty. The materials that this is made from, I mean, it's kind of one of those, kind of almost real touch sort of ones. It's absolutely, it's amazing. And I don't know if, back in the day, they would have had the materials to, to make something like that. And also the veiling as well. It was quite difficult to source because this looks, well, for somebody who knows, this looks very modern, this kind of veiling. But actually, back in the day, they probably would have hand crocheted all of the veiling. It would have taken such a long time, so it's so hard to find vintage veiling these days. But so that was definitely one of the challenges. Of making.
Imagine.
Yeah.
And they used to wear hats every single day, didn't they?
Yeah, every single day.
And would they wear the same hat, or would they have loads of hats?
I think that probably would depend on your class and how much money you had. Lady Mary, in the series, pretty much if she'd be seen once, in the series, they wouldn't repeat it. For the lower, sort of, the downstairs, they would have 2 or 3 hats probably, and they'd sort of, have their really good hat, for going to church or whatever, and then they'd have their hats for going to the market. Okay.
So I imagine you had to do a lot of research into kind of what they were wearing at the time. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I mean, I was used to doing historically accurate research from, my degree in costume, as well as doing obvious kind of internet searches. I literally would sit in libraries for hours and for days looking at these amazing books, which had photographs from newspapers at the time, as well as obviously doing my research into the colours that they would wear, in the winter and in the summer. And the costume designer wanted it to be so specific to even the year.
Wow.
This is 1924, and then the next season she'd be like, right, this is, and it's like, really? I'm like, did the hats change that much from year to year?
And did they?
Well, they did a little bit, but she was, her name was Anna Robbins, the costume designer, and she is really hot, just making it historically accurate. And she even said to me, I want you to make them in the same way that they used to make them.
Wow, so what were the similarities and differences to how hats were made then and now?
Yeah, fortunately, how hats are made now is quite similar to how hats are made then. In that most of the time, you use a wooden block, and you look at them and you think, what? How's this going to make a hat? What? The main difference was using the sewing machine.
Yeah,
so in fact, there's quite a funny episode of Downton Abbey where somebody in the downstairs gets a sewing machine. I don't even remember the episode, but it was quite funny because I remember watching it thinking, does this mean I'm now allowed to use a sewing machine?
Yeah.
And then Anna was like, no. They wouldn't have been used for hats back then. I was like, oh, so I still have to hand sew the trimmings on every single one.
Fascinating, isn't it? So finally, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about why you do what you do, because you're clearly so passionate about it, and I know there must be kind of a real drive inside you, so I just wanted to hear a little bit about...
Do you know what? I love making hats for women, and my favourite part of the job is actually to put a hat on a woman and actually see how she changes and how she reacts to it. I love it because for me, I believe that everyone is creative and everyone is beautiful, and actually but sometimes it takes the right styling you know, to just bring that out. And it's a confidence actually
Yeah,
that comes
absolutely.
out. Yeah. What I love is when somebody comes in and they say to me, I'm not a hat person. You know,
You're like, challenge.
Hats don't suit me. And I'm like, please let me challenge you on that. And actually, when they allow me to put a hat on them, the difference that it makes to them is actually incredible. And so many times I've had it, just chosen the right hat for that lady, skin colour, hair, outfit, and I've put the hat on them, and they've looked at themselves in the mirror and they've gone, wow, I didn't realise maybe I am a hat person. And it's like, you know, this kind of like amazing, just kind of
coming alive.
Just coming alive.
Yeah,
and it's just like,
so lovely.
you know, it is the most incredible thing. So, and I have fortunately had that experience so many times. So here's a challenge. If you're listening to this and you think, I'm not a hat person, hats don't suit me, that would never suit me, come and see me here
at
in
Timpanys. Pop in.
Yeah, that's your challenge, and it's a challenge to me, and I promise you, 95% of the time that lady is totally happy, and they get to experience themselves in a whole different way.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us, and thank you so much to you, Sahar, for taking time out of your day. I'm sure you've really enjoyed listening to what she had to say. Guys, do subscribe, like, follow us. You can find us on all of the socials at Timpanys, and we will be back here same time next week. Take care, guys. Bye.